Hey, welcome to That's Good Sports. Do me a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel before even watching this video. Take a risk today. I am Brandon. How many NFL tight ends have thrown a game-winning touchdown pass in the playoffs, Perna? The answer is officially one. Tim Tebow. Love him or hate him, he's back. Now the Jaguars started minicamp today with Tim Tebow on the roster, and he's already hugging players, telling them it's going to be all right, as long as they follow him to church every Sunday. Otherwise, they're burning in hell. Today, I'll address the Tim Tebow hate and point out why I think it's wrong. I've also got the latest on the Julio Jones trade rumors and another gut-punching stat reminding me how bad the Broncos' 2020 offense was. Whew, that's good sports. Today's episode is sponsored by Manscaped.com/goodsports, and I think Manscaped needs to reclassify itself as an all-natural male enhancement product, because with its plethora of tools, nothing is enhancing your groin like Manscaped, especially with the new Lawnmower 4.0. Yeah, the skin-safe technology is more techy and more safety. Honestly, this tool is a work of art. Like my body after manscaping it. It's got a two-toned black finish that you can now charge wirelessly. Manscaped also added a travel lock feature so you don't get some weird mysterious buzzing from your travel bag. The Lawnmower 4.0 comes with 4 trimmer guard options for varying hair length. I go short in the summer and a tight shag in the winter to stay warm. Each time Manscaped upgrades a product, it's to increase functionality and make for a better grooming experience. So, make sure you have the right tools for your family jewels by ordering at manscaped.com/goodsports. That link will save you 20% off plus free international shipping. It's a whole new ballscape. Do you guys like deja vu? Well, the last time the Falcons were thinking about trading Julio Jones, I had just done my Patreon Zoom meeting for all $10 patrons. So every month we do a Zoom call, a group chat where we just shoot the shit. We just did that last night, patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. It's really fun. If you guys want to chat in a Zoom call, that's where you do it. But I also promoted my coffee company, Benchwarmer Brew, benchwarmerbrew.com. It's really good coffee. Buy my beans. And CBS Sports HQ tweeted this exact Julio Jones stat, but with a different Julio photo. I guess he looked too skinny in the first one. Now, I know we have been over this, but the Falcons are still interested in dealing Julio Jones because they are bad at math. They don't have enough money to sign the rookies they just drafted, and they are not in great cap shape for 2022. Atlanta needs to find about $7 million to sign their dirt cheap rookies. The funny part, in my eyes, is that they did GM Thomas Dimitroff a massive favor by firing him. He got them into this mess. He was about to have to make incredibly tough decisions for the team and earn his paycheck, and they let him off the hook. And they're forcing new GM Terry Fontenot to make all of the impossible decisions. That's why they call it a trial by fire, I guess. You fire someone, and then you give another guy a trial opportunity. Now, the Falcons already restructured Matt Ryan's contract so he wouldn't have a $40 million cap hit this season, but in doing so, he now has a $48 million cap hit in 2022. So, their only option is to trade Julio or restructure and or trade Grady Jarrett. Julio's age, plus his injury last season and the addition of Kyle Pitts makes him the most expendable. Personally, I think Julio will be a very good ball catcher this year, and there are 6 teams rumored to be interested in his services, and with the June 1st deadline approaching, it might happen soon. The Ravens, 49ers, Patriots, Colts, Chargers, and Titans are those teams. Unless you're Pro Football Focus, of course, trying to get clicks, then he's going to the Chiefs, and they're giving up their best draft picks in the 2022 draft to get him. Just shut up, Pro Football Focus. Shut up. I think we would all love to see Julio reunite with Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. That's a team that could use his services. An offense he already knows, and either Jimmy G or Trey Lance acknowledging his presence in the red zone. Matt Ryan's greatest weakness. The Ravens definitely need him, but I'm not sure that's where Julio wants to go. And if I'm being honest, the bi-curious part of my being wants to see Julio in New England with Hunter Henry, Johnny Smith, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and Jacoby Myers. I don't know why, but I want to see it. Here's my bold prediction. Julio stays in Atlanta. If the Chiefs can manipulate the cap, so can the Falcons. The teams I just mentioned know Atlanta is desperate, which means they won't give up proper compensation for Jones. Plus, if Atlanta was ready to move on, why didn't they do something different in the draft? Trade back and set up the trade for Julio, saving money in 2 spots, and replace Julio with the receiver they could have taken by trading back, and ride with Matt Ryan in that win now window. Otherwise, you should have traded Matt Ryan and drafted Justin Fields at 4. Matt Ryan is the most tradable, very good QB in the league. You could have got your quarterback of the future and stockpiled draft picks. Falcons fans would have understood, and Justin Fields is from fucking Georgia. Denver and Atlanta not knowing when to draft a quarterback is fucking mind-blowing. Trading Ryan would have saved Atlanta $50 million in cap space in 2022. And as long as Brady is in Tampa, you ain't doing anything in your own division, let alone making a run in the postseason. Peyton Manning was at the Avalanche's dominant 6-3 win over the St. Louis Blues this week. Peyton told reporters that he wanted to show his son what a sports team that has an offense in Colorado looks like. 6 points by the Avalanche. That's more than the Broncos could walk away with in the first half of most of their games last year. Warren Sharp dropped this horrific stat on Twitter. The Denver Broncos were dead last in 2020 with just 11 first half TDs. 11. That's less than 1 first half touchdown per game. The Jets and Jags offenses were better, and I can't even use the Broncos had to start 4 different quarterbacks in 2020 as an excuse because those other teams started guys like Flacco, Glennon, and Jake Luton. Green Bay was number 1 with 39, so when we Broncos fans scream about wanting Aaron Rodgers every day, you should know just how desperate we are. We think Rodgers would have better receiving weapons here in Denver, and he led the entire NFL with slightly less ball catchers in Green Bay. If he comes to Denver, that's probably 50 first half touchdowns, maybe 60. A boy can dream, can't he? Okay, the big story. The Jaguars have officially signed Tim Tebow. It's so official that the Jags team store has Tebow jerseys for sale alongside Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence dudeware. And here is the only, and I mean only problem I have with Tim Tebow playing for the Jaguars. And it's if they do well, if they are winning, if they're a winning team, he will be the lone player who is still abstaining from jagging off. That's my only problem. I am perplexed, though, at how upset some people are that Tim Tebow is getting a chance to be a third-string tight end for one of the least popular teams in the league. He's taking away a shitty job from exactly what, one guy? That's like complaining that Joe Biden took a job opportunity away from Trump. Why does that piss you off so much? And do not use the words Colin Kaepernick, which oddly also applies to Trump. As much as I'd love to see Kaepernick back in the league, for selfish reasons, as the views would be fire, Colin has never been willing to do the one thing Tebow is. Be flexible. Tebow is going to play for the veteran minimum. Cap has always wanted more money than most teams are willing to pay a backup QB. And when John Elway wanted to sign Colin Kaepernick, neither the 49ers nor Cap were willing to budge on the financials. Tebow is switching positions. He's trying to be a damn tight end to play again. The NFL screwed Kaepernick. I believe that. I'd love to see him get another chance, but he drew a very clear line in the sand and refused to move that line. just like the NFL did in return. Tebow scribbled a bunch of doodles in the sand like a blind child and is hopscotching all through that shit to come back. Urban Meyer also loves Tim Tebow. Kaepernick doesn't have that relationship with any coach in the league. Kaepernick's college coach, Chris Alt, his last gig was in Italy coaching the Milano Rhinos. Like all other jobs, if you know someone, you have a much better chance at landing the job. Urban Meyer also doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's crazy enough to sign Tebow. He drafted Travis Etienne, possibly the second best running back in the draft class in the first round, and then was like, let's move him to wide receiver. Let's put a QB at tight end. Fuck it, our center needs to kick a few field goals, and after practice, I'm gonna go see how well our team chef sucks a dick. I mean, coaches the linebackers. If Colin Kaepernick wants to go to a dumpster fire of an organization, I bet they'd take him. But unlike Tim Tebow, Cap won't put himself in a situation where he would fail. And after years of not playing the hardest position in sports, that's probably any NFL team. Tebow ain't scared to fail on the field. So I ask again, why all the hate for Timothy Tebowith? Tell me. We have people who will tell you life is not fair, and then bitch about Tebow getting another chance to play a pro sport not being fair. Is Tim Tebow's holier-than-thou faith annoying? Yes, to some, but that's just the way it is in the NFL. If that truly bothers you, stop watching Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Simmons, Derek Carr, and countless others. All of those guys, super vocal Christians, and none ever get dinged for it the way Tebow does. And if you're critical of Tim Tebow, it doesn't mean you're criticizing him for being religious. Most people agree Tim Tebow was a great football player. Those of us who are critical of Tebow as an athlete in the NFL was because he wasn't a good quarterback. And to be skeptical he can be a good tight end, that's also fair. But saying an incredibly athletically gifted player who's even more popular doesn't deserve a chance to be a bench player on a team seems a little ridiculous to me. Tim Tebow playing football in 2021 is good for the game. If he's average, if he looks like he earned the gig, it's a win for the entire NFL. If he's terrible, it will be hilarious and it's a win for the Jags. If he's really good, God help us all. I don't think we're prepared for that. Oh, let my sack of beans hit you in the face. That's what sells coffee, right? Let's at least trust Urban Meyer to evaluate him in some preseason game action. Before we judge, let's watch him play 1 snap, 2 snaps. How is that different than Jason Witten, who, like Tim Tebow, left the NFL for the broadcast booth, then was gifted a tight end spot he did not deserve with the Raiders. He was 38 years old, moved like he was 50, and gave the Raiders 13 receptions in 2020. Nobody bitched about Witten stealing an opportunity from younger, more deserving talent. No, we just made fun of the Raiders for being the Raiders. Let's assume Tebow is still athletic, more athletic than Jason Witten, and that he's got at least 2 good throws in him per game, like when he beat the Chiefs with 2 completions. Tebow can actually be used as a versatile weapon, trademark Bengal. You can play him at tight end, you can drop him in the backfield, he can be a decoy, and he can throw a pass or 2 a game. He's only 3 years older than Taysom Hill, so maybe, just maybe, he has some football value left. Maybe he'll know enough of Urban Meyer's offense that he can actually contribute right away. Then again, maybe he doesn't make the final roster, and a bunch of Jags fans are forced to wear their Tebow jerseys until they recoup their value in 5 years when Tim Tebow becomes an Olympic deadlifter. Deadlifter? Raising the dead? Tim Tebow? I applaud the Jags for being the one team smart enough to boost their business by signing the most popular 3rd or even 4th string player in any sport ever. I am rooting for him to be in Jacksonville because it's more interesting than if he isn't. And that's what the NFL is about. fucking my entertainment. And Tebow is freaking entertaining. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Please, dang it, subscribe. Gee golly. Yeah, Phillip Rivers, another super religious guy nobody gave him shit for. Because he made a lot of kids. Watch another video, damn it.